Hello, welcome to our channel, Mac and him, and we are here at
home.
Yes.
But we won't be at home for long.
No.
We've been here for a little while, haven't we?
Yes.
We haven't really gone anywhere since.
2 weeks, I think.
No, more than that.
Okay.
We went to Tasmania.
Yes.
For a few days, like a very long weekend. What have we been doing? Well, we've just been here. I've been working. You've been working.
Busy.
We have to do some work, occasionally.
Yes.
We caught up with our friends. I had our friends over for dinner last night. You cooked some amazing Thai food.
What do I cook?
Organised right at the last minute.
I think an hour.
2 hours before we...
2 hours before we...
2 hours before. 2 or 3 hours we had to get to the supermarket, buy the ingredients, and you cooked.
Yes.
Food.
I get from Michael.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very kind.
I spend here.
Basically, as you're cooking the pad kap pao.
Pad kap pao. But was like, I was first going to take away.
Yeah, we're going to do
it's like, no,
not so good usually when it turns up.
So better to try. Maybe I cook. So
yeah, so it was good. So we had a nice night. It was
Yes.
nice to see everybody because we hadn't seen. Oh, we have. We caught up
see-
with
we
them a few
see.
times over the last few weeks. We've caught up with them. Our other friends are in. Irvin and Guy are been to Taiwan and are in Korea now, South Korea. We expect not to be able to recognise them when they come back. They've probably had complete makeovers. But we are heading off.
Yes. That's why we talking today.
We are heading off
Yeah, maybe I
tomorrow. I've been on my paperwork for a few weeks now, so working out this big road trip. We haven't done a road trip since last year, September.
Last year?
We went up to Sydney and the Blue Mountains. There must be a video about that somewhere.
The Blue Mountain last year. Yes.
And yeah, we did that last year. So we haven't had this is the first road trip this year, actually, we've done.
How about like the one in Hall Gap? No, they're not called road trip.
We haven't been to Halls Gap this year.
No?
No.
How about Lawn? No.
Oh, we did that at the end of last year.
Last year, yes.
We did go down there, but that's just like a few days weekend.
Yeah.
It's only a few hours from Melbourne. This is the big road trip.
How about it's called a Yerawonga, what is it?
Oh, we did go up to Yarrawonga in February, but that's only 3 hours
Yes.
away. That doesn't really,
So that is not a
that's just a weekend, away somewhere. This is a big road trip.
Okay. I let David talk because you need to explain this because you plan on a trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my ambition was we have driven almost all of the east coast of Australia from Melbourne
Yes.
right round and up as far as Cooktown, which is right in the northern tip of Queensland. And we
got video on that.
We did the Queensland coast in one trip, sort of from the Gold Coast up to Cooktown. And we've been up as far as Sydney several times and come back down the Pacific coast to Melbourne. We've done that one a couple of times, but we've never really driven the bit from Sydney to the Gold Coast. So this would complete
This side
of the eastern side of Australia. This would complete the eastern side of Australia. So I've been planning to do this one for a while. So we are setting off tomorrow to do this.
Yes.
And we're going to take it at a fairly easy pace because we want to be able to see some stuff. So we're basically going up, taking about a week to get up to Queensland. How far is it? Do you know how far it is if you go?
I don't know, 1,000 something?
It's about 1,800 kilometres or something like that, I think, to get up to southern, the Gold Coast or Brisbane from Melbourne. So we're planning to go up, take about a week. We're spending a couple of days in Sydney because they've got the Vivid Light show on at the moment, so we thought we'd take a look at that.
Yeah, so
on our way up.
Let's start where is first stop?
Tomorrow we go to Albury. We've been to Albury before.
Yes.
It's only about 3.5 hours from Melbourne, but it makes the trip.
That trip.
It was raining.
I think last year before.
Yeah, it was start of 21, wasn't it? 2021. No, 2022. Early 20. It was January. It was summer, but it was really wet summer and it rained. So anyway, we're going up to Albury, hoping it doesn't rain tomorrow.
It'll be fine.
And then we'll have not so far to go on to Sydney the next day. So then a couple of days in Sydney.
Yeah.
Then we'll go a bit further north to Port Stephens. You haven't
Where
been
is
there
it?
before. That's just north of
Not
Newcastle.
Port Douglas?
No, that's in Queensland. This is Port Stephens. And then we'll go up to Coffs Harbour. And then on to Byron Bay. And
Yeah.
finally, we'll arrive on the Gold Coast, where we'll have a bit of a break and spend a few days before we turn around, and well, more. We'll spend 5-6 days there, and then we will turn around and come back down the coast again, but via some different places. So I've got in mind at the moment Yamba, Port Macquarie.
Where is Yamba?
Yamba, you'll find out. It's about
I know Port Macquarie, but where is Yamba?
Yamba's about 2.5 hours south of the Gold Coast.
Okay.
It's meant to be the new Byron Bay.
Okay.
People say. We'll test that one out. Port Macquarie, which we have been to before.
Yes.
We went
I
one
know
Easter quite a few years ago.
You didn't need to the caravan.
There was a huge number of people. It looked like a refugee camp when we were there because they were all
Last time.
caravanners and campers because it was Easter.
Yeah.
So a lot of people. Then Newcastle. We've never been to Newcastle.
No, I think we drive past now.
Yeah, we've driven past. It's sort of New South Wales' second city. So we feel we should look at it.
You know,
Really.
first time when I hear Newcastle, I was thinking it's somewhere in England.
It is named after the place in England.
I didn't know that. I just realized now.
Okay, good. Then we're going down from Newcastle. We're going to the Southern Highlands of New South Wales, just south of Sydney.
What, inland or no? No.
Yeah, inland. So the Southern Highlands. So we're coming in now because we've done from Sydney. We've done the coast
Yes.
a couple of times
Yeah.
round to Melbourne. So we're cutting back inland, coming to the Southern Highlands, and a place called Kangaroo Valley we're staying in. You see, he's got mystified. He didn't know this.
I didn't know.
Then we'll go to Canberra for a
Yeah.
couple of days. There's
Because
always something to see in Canberra. It's our capital city, even though it's a bit strange. It'll probably be very cold.
It's always cold. Last time
Yeah,
really
it was
cold.
freezing last time we were there in September.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll go to Canberra for a couple of days. And then we needed to stop somewhere because Canberra to Melbourne is about 7 hours drive. We did 6-7 hours drive. We've done that in one go before, and it's a bit boring, really, just straight down the motorway.
He liked to do some stopover.
So I like to stop over. So we're going back to Yarrawonga, actually.
Yes, our new favorite.
The sort of place. We went there in February when we were swimming.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll be swimming when we go back this time.
I think it'll be cold.
I think it'll be cold, but we're going to stop in Yarrawonga, and then it'll only be 3 hours home from Yarrawonga.
Yes. So total how many weeks?
So how many weeks? About 3 weeks.
Yes.
Just short of 3 weeks.
Yesterday we were talking when our friend coming, Jody, another friend, okay, and we was asked Jody to if he can come, but
He comes to the Gold Coast sometimes. with us.
sometimes, but this time he decides to not go, so it's okay.
That's
we
all right.
will be fine there.
Yes.
Yes. So
So we're going. I've got all the hotels booked now, which has taken a while to sort out. So there's going to be a mix because, you know, small towns in Australia can end up with those old style motels.
Yeah.
Often that's all they've got. But it's beginning to change a bit in Australia. So I'm going to show you some of the newer places that are starting to pop up. That you know,
like new hotel talking.
you're sort of, their places have been nicely renovated.
Okay.
The sort of places that, shall we say, people from the city tend to want to go and stay in. So it's beginning to happen. So we're trying to see some of those along the way.
Yes. And
As well as probably we'll end up in some fairly ordinary Aussie motels. But anyway.
I know what it's like already.
And of course we've got to stay in some alcohol places because
Yes.
I need my points balance to be up this year a bit.
And you will see a lot of the. David will do some room tour for you.
I do some room
maybe I do
tours.
sometimes. It depends.
Yes.
Yes. So another food,
And yeah.
hotel food, drink,
We'll
road
do.
trip, kangaroo. You think see and
I hope so,
some
I don't know.
cow, on the field or something.
Cows. Big ask. Cows.
No, the cow, on this road.
On the road? Let's hope they're not on the road.
No, not on the field.
You'll probably drive into one. That'll be the end of the road trip.
And then
And it's all booked. Accommodation isn't cheap in Australia at the moment. It has got a bit cheaper than it was
2 years ago.
When tourism opened up again, when it started, prices went very high. Places obviously had suffered and they'd lost a lot of staff, so they're having to pay quite a lot to get staff back. So prices are quite high, but we'll give you an idea of what they cost along the way. I try to do a bit of a mix.
We put some link on the
So
hotel where we stay. Okay.
I've got an average of what it's going to cost per
No,
night,
not yet.
but I won't tell you that yet.
Anyway, really.
Okay, so
That's
we'll
it.
see you tomorrow when we're on the road.
Albury. So thank you very much for watching our video. Okay,
Bye.
bye bye.